according to the 2024 Chainalysis report. The volume of funds stolen due to cryptocurrency scams and hacking attacks in 2023 amounted to about $3 billion. Of this, approximately $1 billion was attributed to fraudulent schemes and $2 billion to hacking attacks. However, despite these statistics, the real numbers are much higher, as hundreds of projects are currently deceiving unsuspecting people, instilling in them the false value of crypto assets. Starting today, we are launching a video series dedicated to reviewing various schemes used by scammers in their relentless attempts to make money at the expense of others' misfortune. Please share in the comments the scams you or your acquaintances have encountered. In today's episode, we will discuss one of the most common strategies used by scammers to steal money from trusting individuals. This is our first episode of this format, so we strongly encourage you to support our channel with a free subscription and a like. And don't forget to watch this video till the end to learn about how hundreds of tokens steal your money through the pump and dump scheme, and can you actually make money from it? I believe that along with the topic of how to make money with cryptocurrency, it is equally, if not more, important to be informed about how not to lose all your money and end up in debt. The popular pump and dump scheme is a form of market manipulation where a group of scammers artificially inflate the price of an asset, usually a low liquidity cryptocurrency, to sell it at a high price, leaving the rest of the market participants with losses. Here's how it works. Scammers choose or create a low liquidity cryptocurrency that is traded on one or several exchanges, but has low market capitalization and trading volume, making it easier to manipulate the price. First, they massively buy the chosen cryptocurrency, gradually increasing its price. Then they actively promote it through social media, forums, and other channels, spreading false news about partnerships or innovations to create hype. In short, they create an artificial trend. In some cases, they even involve celebrities to promote the asset. Often, they form pump and dump groups, for example, on Discord, announcing that a pump is scheduled for a specific time, such as an unknown token on Binance. Users are ranked based on the referrals they bring in. The more referrals, the earlier you get the token name. It's a matter of seconds. In the end, the organizers of this scheme, of course, buy up tokens long before the event and sell them to unsuspecting followers. So when the price reaches its peak due to the massive, artificially created interest and purchases from unsuspecting investors, the scammers start quickly selling off their assets, causing a sharp price drop. The remaining investors who bought in at the peak see the rapid decline and begin panic, selling to minimize losses, which further drives down the price. In the end, most investors suffer significant losses, and sponsors often do not receive their promised returns, as they are typically paid in the same scam tokens that they cannot withdraw immediately, but only after a specified period, outlined in the contract between the scammers and the sponsor. Ultimately, the scammers make a substantial profit by selling all their assets at the peak price. There are many real-life examples, too many to list in one video, so let's recall some of the most notable cases. In 2017, Verge XVG saw scammers pump the price up within a short period and then promote the project heavily, spreading information about its great potential and success. Once real money started pouring into the project, the scammers sold off their assets, causing a price crash that led to significant losses for investors. Another major example is BitConnect, one of the largest pump and dump and Ponzi schemes in cryptocurrency history. BitConnect promised high returns on investments, guaranteeing daily profits of up to 1%. In 2018, the project was shut down, and the token's price plummeted from over $400 to less than $1 in a matter of days. Investors lost millions of dollars, leading to several class action lawsuits after the platform's collapse. The organizers and promoters of BitConnect, including founder Satish Kumhani and top U.S. promoter Glenn Arcaro, were charged and found guilty of fraud. These examples highlight the importance of being well-informed about such schemes to protect your investments and avoid falling victim to these manipulative tactics. Glenn Arcaro pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit fraud and was ordered to return the illicitly obtained funds. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, in January 2023, a federal court in San Diego ruled that more than $17 million be paid in compensation to approximately 800 victims from over 40 countries. These funds were obtained through the sale of confiscated assets and other enforcement measures. However, total investor losses, amounting to more than $2 billion, far exceed the compensation, and many victims are still waiting for full recovery of their funds. Legal proceedings and recovery efforts continue, and law enforcement agencies are working to return as much of the lost funds as possible. To protect yourself from the pump and dump scheme, always verify your information sources and be cautious of news promising quick profits and hundreds of returns. Watch for unusual changes in trading volumes and prices, which may indicate manipulation. Invest only in projects with real value and transparent information about the team, technology, and development plans. And be wary of celebrity endorsements, as they may not fully understand what they are promoting. Making decisions based solely on emotions and feelings can be risky. Always remember the real risk of losing all your invested money, even in projects that seem reliable and have widespread trust. Trade wisely, thoroughly check all data, and keep an eye on the market to avoid being left with nothing. Thank you for watching this video. Please share your thoughts about this fraud scheme in the comments and suggest ideas for future videos. See you next time.